Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing this look for you here. Yeah, it's been a while, but you know what? I'm back and here we are. Today I'm going to be doing this look for you. This look is part of, I don't want to say series because if I don't end up keeping my end of that deal then it looks bad, but anyways, I kind of want to do a couple different videos with different looks obviously, but what I want to try and challenge myself with is creating an entire look using just one palette, not using a bunch of palettes. So I decided to start off with this one. I did cheat a little bit because I didn't have a lighter color to set. I guess I could have used something else, but I did sneak into another palette. But this is the Age Beaute Vintage Dawn palette. I actually was gifted this palette from a friend and she said she got it in her Ipsy bag or something. But I love the colors in this palette. I think they are absolutely gorgeous and they are super pigmented, which I love. But yeah, so I wanted to do something with this palette in particular, and then I did use a black and a like white color out of another palette, but you'll see that in the video. But yeah, so I know it's been a long time, but I'm back and here I am. So without further ado, so I don't talk forever and ever, if you want to see how to get this look, go ahead and keep watching and I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and prime our face. So I'm going to start with this Morphe setting spray, and this is the Dewy Mist one. And then I'm using two different primers here. The first one is a mattifying, poreless, perfect complexion kind of style of a primer. But I'm using this just to kind of give my base a smoother finish, try to fill in those pores a little bit. And then I'm using the Power Grip Primer as more of like a sticky base for my foundation so that everything sticks and is beautiful and flawless. So next onto brows, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in Soft Brown. As you can see here in the video, I am just using this Brow Wiz to kind of outline my brow. And I'm just going to make a complete outline. Once I make these marks, I'll connect them all together as you can see on this eyebrow, and then I'll just fill everything in. And then I'm going to use their powder just to blend out my brow a little bit more and kind of give me more of an ombre effect. So I'm using the lighter shade here at the front of my brow and then just kind of melding everything together. The trick here is to actually make your tail a little bit darker than the front so you don't look like you have such a harsh brow there. But I'm just blending everything out and then using the spoolie side of the Brow Wiz to blend all the rest of it out. And of course, we're going to carve everything out as well. I'm saying that a lot. This is why I don't like voiceovers, but I'm just using concealer and kind of carving the brow out there and using this is very, very, very tiny flat brush to make that line perfect and straight and sharp. And moving on to eyeshadow, I'm priming my lids here with that Shape Tape concealer and blending everything out, and then using a damp beauty sponge to do the same thing. And then jumping right in, I'm using the Ace Beaute Vintage Dawn palette, starting with this yellow shade here, focusing this on the inner corner, really buffing this out here. And I'm going to create kind of like an ombre effect, if you will. The darker the shade, the farther to the outer corner it'll go. So jumping into the orange, blending that into the yellow, and just kind of going back and forth with the colors and just really making sure everything melds and blends very, very well.
Okay.
And then for our tricky part here, I'm just using a generous amount of concealer on my lash line here. And I'm just going to apply that and then look up and kind of look all around all crazy just to kind of help me do that cut crease. And then going in with this beautiful blue shade. This is the most pigmented blue, I swear. But I'm just going to place this a little lower than where I put the top of the concealer, just to kind of define that cut crease a little bit more. And you'll see I just kind of go back and forth trying to clean it up and add the blue. I didn't have a light shade in this original palette, so I jumped into the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette and used the lightest shade to set the concealer. And you'll see me go back and forth throughout the video just to kind of clean it up. And I'm using this darker shade on the outer part of my eye to kind of connect that blue to the orange. You see me here grabbing it right here, grabbing the black in the Jaclyn Hill palette just because I didn't like the way the brown looked. But I loved the way the black looked because it just kind of gave it a little bit more of a smokier effect. And just using this pencil brush, my goodness, I cannot talk today, to kind of define this a little bit more. But just go back and forth until you like all the colors and they're the vibrancy that you would like. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I wasn't really feeling the blue by itself, so I wanted to add just a little bit of pop of like sparkle or something. So I grabbed the gold in this palette and just patted that on top of my lid. And I'm just going to clean up the outer corner here with a makeup wipe and just running this along the side up towards my brow to really give that defined line there. And then just to define my cut crease a little bit more, I'm using this water activated eyeliner I found on Amazon actually, and it is incredible. Definitely recommend that. And next I'm going in with this two different foundations. One is a tinted moisturizer and one is a full coverage, so I mixed them together to create a little less of a full coverage look. And then just concealing my under eyes and my forehead just a little bit with this concealer, and then I'm going in with the Nars foundation concealer just to really brighten up my face and highlight all over the areas that I would normally highlight, and just blend this all out with a damp beauty sponge. To warm up my face, I'm going in with this Anastasia cream bronzer, and I'm just going to bronze up my face everywhere that I would normally do that. And then setting my face, I'm using the One Size translucent powder, and I'm just going to put this on my T-zone, or usually the places that would get a little bit more oily throughout the day. And then to set my cream bronzer, I'm using the Alexis Ren and ColourPop collab. This is my favorite bronzer. And I'm just going to bronze up everywhere that I already did. And then, of course, going in with blush, I'm using this blush by MAC. And then the green shade in this palette I'm using on my lower lash line, and then of course mascara. For highlight, I'm going in with this Jaclyn Hill, the Flash palette, and highlighting all of the high points of my face or where I normally would put the highlighter. And then I'm going in with this Too Faced bronzer and just defining my contour a little bit more, and of course contouring my nose. And then I'm just highlighting the inner corner and my brow bone with a more defined pencil brush. And then to set my brows, I'm using the Anastasia Brow Freeze. This stuff is incredible, but you just drag it through your brows and oh my goodness, they stay all day long. It's amazing. And of course, we can't forget about the lips. So I'm just going in for a little bit more of a neutral nude lip. So I'm just using this lip liner by Morphe, as well as pairing that with a liquid lip also by Morphe. And I was feeling like this just needed to be a little bit more of a pop kind of nude, if that makes sense. So I'm just using this LA Colors lip gloss on top, and it just kind of gave it just like the perfect sheen. And that, my friends, is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah!
Am back, baby. No, I'm not.